the night sky, an infinite tapestry stretching across the cosmos, a boundless expanse filled with mystery, beauty, and perhaps secrets we have yet to understand. From the earliest days of our species, we've turned our eyes to these distant lights, the stars, and asked ourselves the age-old question: are we alone? It's a question that resonates at the core of human curiosity and longing. We look up, seeing a universe so vast and seemingly teeming with potential, and we wonder if somewhere out there, in that infinite sea of stars, there are other beings who are just like us, looking back at the sky and wondering the same thing. Could it be that, in the uncharted void of space, there are others just waiting to make contact? But the paradox we face is this: why haven't we heard from them? Despite the vastness of the universe, despite the millions of stars and countless planets, the silence remains unbroken. For all our technological advancements, all our efforts to reach out into the cosmos, we have found nothing. No signals, no messages, no signs of extraterrestrial intelligence. The numbers seem to work in favor of life beyond Earth. In our own galaxy alone, the Milky Way, there are roughly 100 billion stars. Around many of those stars, there are planets, some within what is called the habitable zone, where conditions might be just right for life to emerge. With the sheer number of planets, it would seem almost inconceivable that Earth is the only cradle of life in this vast expanse. Yet, the silence persists, and with it, the Fermi paradox. If intelligent life exists elsewhere in the universe, why haven't we encountered any evidence of it? Where is everybody? Fermi's simple yet profound question encapsulates the paradox that we grapple with today. Despite the countless stars in our galaxy, the potential for life seems so probable, so almost inevitable, yet the universe remains eerily silent. In that silence, we find a puzzle, a mystery that, even with all our ingenuity, we struggle to unravel. This silence is more than just a scientific enigma. It is a reflection of something far more existential. It forces us to ask not only why we have not heard from other civilizations, but also what it means to be human in a universe so vast and silent. For as we gaze into the dark, unanswered void, we are confronted with a reality that is as profound as it is unsettling. Perhaps the silence speaks to the fragility of life itself. Perhaps it speaks to the rarity of consciousness, of self-awareness, in a universe that might seem indifferent to our existence. After all, our entire existence, our consciousness, our culture, our very awareness, is just a fleeting flicker in the grand sweep of time. If life is as rare as the silence suggests, does that make us something more than just an accident in the cosmos? Or does it mean we are simply a brief, transient anomaly? Another in a cosmos that continues on regardless of whether we exist or not. Yet, in this silence, there is something undeniably human, a deep drive to explore, to understand, and to connect. We have reached for the stars not only because we are curious, but because the search itself defines us. From the earliest astronomers, who used nothing more than their eyes to map the heavens, to the brilliant minds who have sent probes beyond our solar system, we have sought not just knowledge, but meaning. In this search, we have stretched the limits of our technology, built telescopes that peer deeper into the universe than ever before, and sent messages out into space, hoping that somewhere, someone, something might be listening. But still, the silence endures. And perhaps that is the most profound part of the paradox. It is not only about finding life, but about what the search says about us. Our yearning for connection, our need for answers, and our ability to confront the unknown with courage, even in the face of uncertainty. And yet, it is in this silence that we may find the greatest mystery of all, not the absence of others, but the possibility of being alone. For in this vast, cold universe, Earth remains the only known haven of life. The silence we face forces us to confront the profound isolation of our existence. The universe stretches out before us, and we are but a single, fragile species in the midst of it all. In our search for extraterrestrial intelligence, we might also be seeking proof that we are not alone. Proof that our struggles, our joys, our questions are not confined to this tiny blue planet. But in the face of this silence, we must also ask ourselves, what if we are truly alone? If we are the only conscious beings in the universe, what does that mean for our purpose? Is our existence just a fleeting accident, a rare occurrence in a universe that might be indifferent to our presence? Or does the silence speak to something more profound? That the meaning of life is not in finding others, but in creating meaning for ourselves. And perhaps that is where the beauty of the Fermi paradox lies, not in the answer, but in the question itself. For in searching for extraterrestrial life, we do more than search for others. We search for ourselves. We ask questions that challenge our very nature, our place in the cosmos, and the meaning of our existence. The paradox serves as a mirror, reflecting not just the stars, but our deepest hopes, fears, and desires. In the absence of others, we are left with the opportunity to create, to become the architects of meaning, the pioneers of knowledge, the dreamers who look up at the stars not just to find answers, but to create the questions that define us. Our search for alien life is, in many ways, the search for our own purpose in the universe. The Fermi paradox challenges us not to despair, but to imagine what lies beyond the reach of our current understanding. It reminds us that we are only at the beginning of our journey, one that could one day stretch across the stars to the farthest reaches of the universe. And as we reach for these distant horizons, we may one day find not only answers to our questions, but a greater understanding of who we are and what we are capable of. Perhaps the Fermi paradox, in the end, will remain unsolved. Perhaps we will never find another civilization, or perhaps we will find them when the time is right. But even in that silence, even in the uncertainty, there is an undeniable truth. It is not the answers that define us, but the questions we ask, the journeys we undertake, and the discoveries we make along the way. For in this search, this beautiful, humbling, and infinite search, we find our own humanity, and that, in itself, is enough. The silence of the universe may never be fully understood, but in that silence, we find our purpose, to seek, to learn, to grow. The Fermi paradox is not just a question about the universe. It is a question about us. And as we journey forward, we may discover that in the vast, empty expanse of space, the greatest discovery may not be alien life, but the discovery of ourselves.